quarterback.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Coachman, and this is Super Bowl Sunday on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, it's time for Super Bowl 54, and we'll send you now to Miami, standing by to call their fourth Super Bowl together. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, the road ends here. It has been a wild, often unpredictable 2019 season, and now it's time for the greatest spectacle in all of sports. Super Bowl 54 from Miami. You know, this town has played host to 10 Super Bowls in the past, and tonight we write chapter number 11. And what a matchup we've got. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the six-time Super Bowl champs from the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers, taking on the NFC champions. Alongside my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, excited for this one. I mean, Charles, the Steelers back in the Super Bowl once again, their 9th appearance overall, second only to the Patriots' 11. But if the Steelers win this one, then they'd be on top of the all-time win standings, as it would be their 7th title.
What a franchise. Come on, join me for a minute, okay? Come back to the 1970s with me. Back to the steel curtain defense. Back to Terry Bradshaw quarterback. Throwing to Lynn Swann and John Stallworth. Franco Harris running the football with Rocky Blyer. That team was something, all right? And that started the path to where we are right here, right now. This team's pretty good, too. And they want their own history. What an accomplishment this would be to win a 7th Super Bowl title for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they are back again in the big game. It's their 4th appearance, but all coming since the year 2000, Charles.
They've been in it 3 times total, right? Lost 2 prior, right? Lost once in Detroit to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Remember, Mike Holmgren was the head coach of that team. And then they lost that heartbreaker to the New England Patriots when Russell Wilson was picked off. But the win, oh, it was magnificent. That was back in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area, Super Bowl 48. And remember, they just rolled over the Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning in that one. They'd like to have that kind of performance again in this one.
The first Super Bowl of the new decade, Super Bowl 54, is underway. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership. That's what he's trying to accomplish.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
Brandon, this is the Super Bowl. A touchdown scored in any game is big. In this one, it's massive.
Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. The The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
They go quickly here out to Moore. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called. Fire out and smack people.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. That is caught inside the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now 14-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fairly short kick taken at the 14. Now a hit and a loose football. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Six-man. Check girls, check girls, check girls.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Second and 10. Complete to Washington. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 25 yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. He'll drop to throw. The quick slant caught. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
Boswell for the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit. Bud Dupree came out of the University of Kentucky determined to let everyone know that they play football there as well as basketball. A terrific pass rusher off the edge. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy. He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will get it at their own 20-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 30, the 20, 10, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point now by Boswell. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
2nd and 1. It's caught. Lockett. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Hey, one set. Check, Mike.
They'll look to throw now on first down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Steelers defense getting ready here for this next possession. And they have been popping the ball free here seemingly at every turn. I mean, let's watch all these fumbles they've created.
That's really good coaching, and it's excellent execution because everyone talks now about tackling, and that second guy in, what do they want to do, partner?
Scrape it loose.
Scrape it loose, pop it free, and everyone's doing a really good job of that, and we're seeing it in evidence here today.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard. At the 42-yard line.
Let's get him now.
They'll set up to throw. That's caught by Hollister. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Quandre Diggs there defensively. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll look to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the Super Bowl.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Back to throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
The quick slant caught. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go, team.
They'll look to throw here. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys continue to pour it on. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. The second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds. Back to the ground, this time Lynch. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll set up a throw. And that was knocked down, but I don't think it's going to matter. The defense looked like they jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes even on the clock in the first half of Super Bowl 54. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Powers through. Still on his feet. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but his shredding defense is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now back to throw. He's going to launch it for Washington. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington, 57 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. Once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point now by Boswell. And the route is on here in this first half. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play. Long touchdown pass into the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He has not had the game that he envisioned. His team has not had the game that they've envisioned here. So how do they turn this around now?
Well, right now what he's looking forward to doing is finding a way to get the added weight on his back. Is it like that monkey that Steve Young was?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. They'll drop the throw. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. Past the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl as his guys continue to pour it on. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Boswell for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
Forget the idea of flipping the field. They have now put themselves in a position to score points with that big-time return.
Marshawn Lynch heading back out into the huddle. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational, that's good. And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Often on fumbles, you look at a guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series for those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they'll search for that patience here now. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey. 4 down. Mike's 50. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
They'll throw now on the final play. There goes a deep ball, end zone. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster as time expires in the first half, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, and maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'll be first and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. That little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
Extra point put through by Boswell. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, nice move. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good. And I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll. It's continuing to adjust throughout the game because, you know, the defense is kicking coverages towards him, trying their best to slow him down, and he keeps getting the better of them.
Yeah, whatever they've done, it hasn't worked. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, 72 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
First down, the run with Lynch. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
it's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that a mid-game trade's going to happen, but and he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Now a play fake here on first down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 42 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Lynch. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It was Joe Hayden, the former Pro Bowler, that came up to get him down.
2nd and 10 at the Steelers' 14-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit, I'll help them at contract time. This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing them.
Myers' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Man, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Watch the safety crew. Spell.
2nd and 5. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he's able to bat it away.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, and it's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know. We'll
throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll rifle this one deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw, and that is incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was a target. But now it'll be 3rd down. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. How about the safety, Minka Fitzpatrick, swooping in for the sack?
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. They juked him. Broken tackle. 51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. Glancing down at the stat sheet, and we've been tracking it, but you get a 100-yard game, you're really happy. You're over 200 like he is. You probably want that ball after this game, don't you?
You want that one. You want to continue to call the same plays in any other game you play. You're having one of those magical performances that just never want to end. And
he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack. So instead of the incredibly obvious choice of trying to punt him out near midfield, now they've left their defense with no margin for error.
No, zero. And I don't care how much confidence you have in your defense. I don't care if you say, hey, I'm going to be aggressive because those guys can pick me up. You really put them in an impossible situation because at the least, you're giving up 3 in that situation, right? So I would have punted the ball out of there and given them a little bit of a cushion.
2nd and 1. And that'll be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And Myers able to knock it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score. Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to launch this thing. It got his man complete. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 42 yards. They'll look to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add one more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won the Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the Steel City. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs. You see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them. A fantastic season.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gunn. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.